Hello once again, everybody. Of course, this weekend at Lamson Park, a big softball series on a national scale. Louisiana's Raging Cajun softball team, ranked number 18 in the country this week, taking on the fourth-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. This is a great series, not only for the South, but around the country as well. It's a series that's going to be talked about by softball fans all around the country. Cajuns, of course, 4-2 on the season. They won 4 games last week, their first 4 in the 31st Louisiana Classic softball tournament before falling twice to Southern Miss. Don't worry about the Cajuns. They're going to be just fine on the year. You look at last weekend, they didn't get a whole lot of production in their 1 through 4 orders and 1 through 4 in the batting order. And you know that's going to change. Let's look at it this way. The Cajuns in 2014, they went 2-2-1 in the Louisiana Classics tournament and really didn't look good in any of those games. They had to come from behind to defeat Northern Iowa and North Carolina. They lost multiple runs to Texas, and they had to come from behind to tie Purdue. Even to go further than that, they began 2014 8-5-1. And what happened? Yep, they went to the College World Series. So again, let the large sample size play itself out. Expect the Cajuns to play much better this weekend, taking on an Alabama team that comes in 5-0. They're every bit as good as their number 4 ranking in the country would indicate. Last year, Alabama was not a team that hit a lot of home runs. However, they solved that by getting former St. Thomas More star Bailey Hemphill, who homered 3 times last weekend in the opening 5 games of the year for Alabama. The Tide have an outstanding pitching staff. 3 outstanding pitchers in Sidney Littlejohn, Alexis Osario, and Matty Moore. So we'll see how those pitchers fare against the Cajuns this weekend. And of course, other than Bailey Hemphill making a return here to Lafayette, playing in front of some friends and family, 2 other important members of the Crimson Tide making a return. Their head coach, Pat Murphy, of course, began his career at then USL. He actually worked under Dan McDonnell as an assistant in the sports information department, joined Yvette Girard as the assistant coach on the softball team, was an assistant coach with the Cajuns when they made their first ever appearance at the College World Series in 1993. He's coming back now to coach the Tide against his former program. And, of course, Allison Habits, assistant softball coach for Alabama. She, of course, a former UL great in both softball and basketball. Keep in mind, not only was she an All-American in softball, she scored 1,000 points in basketball. So all kind of different stories that make this weekend very, very interesting. But the most important part is it's 2 outstanding programs. 5 o'clock on Friday, 1 o'clock both Saturday and Sunday. You can hear all 3 games on ESPN 1420 and ESPN1420.com. Ought to be a fun weekend. The 4th-ranked Crimson Tide, the 18th-ranked Cajuns. Hope to see you out at the ballpark. We'll talk about it next week.